Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play Blades of Avernum. Last episode, we cleared out the rest of a grotto, mainly clearing out the bandits that happened to be in there. Golden Gecko Group, I believe they were going by the name of. Either way, they're dealt with. And now it's time to go into town! With a specter at our side. This can only go well. Someone tried to make this town pretty once. However, it seems that nobody bothered to keep it that way. The stone cobbles that probably looked really nice at one time are cracked and worn. Moss is growing wildly in the cracks of the buildings. It's not really surprising. The various backwaters of the Empire generate all sorts of, when the term is used loosely, towns. You'd guess this one is among the largest of hick towns, though you haven't seen that many. Whoever drew the city plan was as qualified for the job as a spastic baboon, assuming someone drew a city plan in the first place. The buildings are simply slammed together. Nevertheless, it is the largest concentration of people you've seen, and you eagerly await what you may learn here, especially from the mayor, who should know more about the rats. Before you step into town, the specter talks to you.
Ooh, exciting! A whole village of blood beings. I think it's best that I wait over there.
It points to the bushes.
These blood beings might attack me if they see me. I'll follow you again once you leave town.
That is actually quite a very smart idea. I like this specter. He kinda has an idea of what the hell he's doing. He's not an idiot. It's a silly thing we're doing, but honestly, a specter who doesn't want to kill people and is intelligent and actually kinda sorta wants to be a productive member of society, I can stand by this. Sure, why not? What the?
Blood beings, over here.
The specter has found a perfect place to hide. You can't even see him with all the vegetation covering him. If he hadn't called you, you doubt you would have noticed him. It seems excited to the extent a thing with no facial features can.
Hello, blood beings. Are you having as much fun as I am?
What have you been up to, do you even have a name?
Oh my, no. As a rule, undead servants do not have names. Such power symbols are reserved for masters. As to what I'm doing, I'm studying.
The specter pulls out a piece of parchment and a quill pen.
It is fortunate that I brought my writing set with me. I've learned so much already that I think I might have forgotten a whole bunch of things.
You're pretty safe here. Are you sure you don't want to stay in Scurftown? The specter ponders this for a moment.
No, I would rather travel with you, if that is if you'll have me. This town is fascinating, of course, but I'd get a much closer look at you, blood being, if I travel with you.
Are you ready to head out?
Of course, blood beings. Just leave the town, and I will rejoin you once you have moved a safe distance away from the guards.
I like this specter. I gotta give this specter a name. Specky? Why not? Specky. I'm gonna call you Specky. This guard greets you with a friendly grin. Hello there! I haven't seen you around before. Welcome to Scurftown. This beautiful town was founded, way back. Be sure to visit our many sites. The town hall, for example, features beautiful architecture of some sort. You can find it by walking this road, and it will be the second building on your left. Once you're done, and with that, be sure to stop by at the Holly Rig on a Soul for a refreshing pint of ale. And I assure you I'm not saying this because the owner of the tavern is paying me. Oh no, I enjoy that warm piss they serve as ale. Are you a tourist guide or a guard? Hey, how many guides you know wear this kind of armor? As a matter of fact, how many pissant hick towns like this even have tourist guides? I'm just a simple guard looking out for what's best for visitors. Oh, and if you're looking for a place to spend the night, then just camp outside of town instead of going to that horrible inn south of here. Right. Usually guards are more alert than this. At least they won't snore when they're sleeping upright in attention. You ponder whether you should wake them or not and decide against it. It's not like guards ever have anything interesting to say. Oh, I don't know about that. This young guard looks like he's lost in thought. In fact, he's so lost that he actually accidentally walks into you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. My friend Jesus always instructs people to forgive one another.
Who's Jesus?
He's a good friend of mine. He's a competent, but he has all these great instructions for life. Like, I say unto you, love thy verily. Okay, I can't remember a thing that he says. He's a nice guy, though. Okay, and since we can see in here... Hey, we picked the lock. Not gonna take the tunic. Coins, can't take them, people would see. Can take the poor fur, though. Nobody saw anything. There's a lot of children in here. This darling little boy, some might call him darling anyway, is loudly running around the house. He places age in the 8 category. He has curly brown hair, and his clothes indicate that his parents aren't poor. He has a wooden sword tied to his waist, although it is currently unused in whatever game the little boy is playing. Hi, I'm Patsy, the stated and runs along. You call that a sword? This is a sword. The youth looks unimpressed. Yeah, but if I hit Emmets with that, he'd bleed and cry. True. It appears you have been... It's a word that's often misspelled to indicate the severeness of said word. Wait, what? I have no idea what was just said. Would you look at that? There's a little boy, probably 3 or 4 years old, walking around the house with his finger firmly lodged into his nostril. He's also generally leaking all over the floor. Child, why do you have a finger in your nose? Is there treasure within? Nuh-uh, the child replies and shakes his little head. Be sure to inform me if you encounter any gold. Uh-huh. The boy nods and toddles off. I'm not prying my way into a little boy's nose. Little hands are busy going through a desk. The hands belong to a 6-year-old girl. She wears a pretty dress, which makes you wish that you'd had one when you were a toddler. She has noticed you. Hello. Daddy keeps candy in the drawers. What else does Daddy keep in the drawers? There are these pretty cloths, but they're Mom's, and there's this yellow mug, and I think that's it. I just can't find the candy. So obviously you're not going to find them with those cloths and stuff in the way. Give them to me. Okay. Wow, that was easy. The girl starts piling stuff to you in order to uncover the sweet, sweet sweets. Soon the kid returns to her search and leaves you alone. Bolt of cloth and a golden goblet. Oh, we don't need the bolt of cloth. Should you really be eating candy right now? The small face gives you a nasty scowl. Duh, of course. Now leave me alone. A small child of the girl persuasion, aged around 3, walks around close to your leg. She looks up to you with ridiculously large brown eyes. Are you a bandit? She asks in a whisper of a voice. No, we're not. Mom says to watch out for bandits, the girl whispers and walks away from you. By the way, what's in here? Nothing we can take. This isn't a home, it's a kindergarten. Judging by the sound, you'd guess a dozen snotty little kids dwell this habitation. However, you only count 4. The man trying to keep the little ones in order stands in front of you. He's in his 30s and looks quite handsome with his beard and short curly hair. Still, his good looks do not help him in keeping the children quiet. Maybe he just needs to try harder. He nods at you. Hello, I see you've let yourself in. No matter, that's what you get when you keep your door unlocked. I am Weeb. Now, did you want something? By the loving gods, why are there so many children in here? Weeb gives you an odd look. Something wrong with children, stranger? I'm just saying they should be playing outside. The man nods. That's what I try to tell them, but they won't listen. I think they've taken that from their mother. She doesn't like the outdoors much, and the kids do enjoy playing inside. On one hand, fresh air would be good for them, but on the other hand, whenever they play outside, they get into all kinds of trouble. It's easier to keep an eye on them inside. This is a lovely house you have here. Indeed it is. Even on the outside, this house had fewer cracks on it, and the decoration inside is absolutely charming. Rugs and paintings and bookshelves all give a pleasant look to the house. Weeb nods, smiling. Well, what can I say? It pays to have a wealthy wife with good taste. Where's your wife in all of this? Right now, she should be with her friends. I believe they went to the Belching Patron. She isn't home that much, to tell you the truth. She has a courier and subcontractor firm to manage, and she's doing one hell of a job, too. But this was our arrangement. I take care of the kids, and she brings in the gold. Not that I'm
complaining, mind you. My life is great. Life doesn't seem so exciting, though. Weave laughs merrily. Excitement is for the dead, friend. Just visit any graveyard and read the epitaphs on the tombstones. Most of them say, died of excitement and not the good kind. Oh, we did actually meet his wife in the tavern. I remember that. She was the businesswoman. Ooh, silver necklace. Too heavy, really. Silver necklace and gold coins. Yoink. Alright, and out we go. Not much in here. A dagger. Gloves. Well, Sheik does need a pair of gloves. Nobody saw anything. Wait, didn't you get other gloves? You did. You have drakeskin gloves, which do have resistance to fire damage. So, Bonnie, you get this pair of gloves. Wait, does Draco need a cloak? Draco needs a cloak, and there's one up here. Victory! We are true adventurers! Taking everything that isn't nailed down. Uh-oh, you've walked into some kind of shady deal. 3 dangerous-looking men are having a talk with a huge, even more dangerous-looking man. One of the 3 gives it well. Oi, Jimmy! Those guys are walking on your turf! So? I don't care. You deal with them if you wanna. That seems to be all the encouragement they need. The huge man simply laughs at the sight of his fallen comrades. Good, good! I was getting sick of those 3. You handle your blade pretty well. He taps the greatsword on his back. Just don't get any funny ideas, and we'll do fine. I'm Big Jimmy Bob. Bob smirks one last time. Could have use for a guy like you, you know. Are you a criminal? Big Jimmy Bob laughs mightily. There are many rumors flying around about me. But I tell you, all those rumors are flatulent. I am an honest citizen. Do you mean fraudulent? Huh, of course I meant that, because that's what I said. Then why were you among the criminals that attacked me? The tall man thinks. Then he thinks some more. 'Cause I wanted to. I ain't never done no crime here, you hear? You hear. Of course, you're not quite certain what you heard, but you heard it still. Don't you care that your friends died? Friends? Ah, those weren't my friends. They were just some idiots who couldn't fight worth a damn. You notice how they handled their blades? The whole lot was incontinent, I tell you. Surely you mean they were incompetent. That's what I said, wasn't it? I see. But why were they with you in the first place? Big Jimmy Bob towers over you with a smug look on his face. They knew they'd never get anywhere unless they joined the toughest warrior in town. You could have a use for us. Yeah, you don't have to be some kind of impotent god to recognize talent, and Big Jimmy Bob always recognizes talent when he sees it. Big Jimmy Bob also apparently speaks of himself in the third person. And people of that sort are always harmless, right? Impotent? Please tell me you meant omnipotent. Huh? Big Jimmy Bob saw not a difference between the 2 words. You think we got talent? The big man nods solemnly. Kid, you cut through those worthless bag of meat like a horny loner cuts through rotten meat. That's a good metaphor I came up with. You meant to say metaphor, right? You got problems hearing? That's what I said. Get to the point, Big Jimmy Bob. What do you need us for? I don't need you for anything, but a friend of mine has a job he needs doing. He's been going on and on about how he needs talented guys, and I told you got talent. Big Jimmy Bob nods his head in an apparent approval of what he just said. Go find Sneak. He usually hangs out at the Stigmatajoel. Go now. Jimmy motions for you to leave. I got no more time to waste. Ooh, an iron short sword that has some value. Yeah, Big Jimmy Bob is a strange person here. Where did you say your friend Sneak was? You should have listened the first time. I told you, he's at the bar Stigmatajoel. Mark my words, you'll never get anywhere if you don't keep your ears open. I believe the phrase goes, mark my words. Jimmy Bob's burrow frowns as he thinks about what you just said.
After a few seconds, he growls. Just get to the damn bar. We'll get there eventually. Okay, that's gotta be... Okay, there's all these buildings. Hold on. These guards are all different. You stop near one of the many guards of Scurftown. Like the other city guards, he too wears a standard armor with the emblem of the Empire. Looks a bit more aware of his surroundings than most guards. He constantly scans his guarding spot. Since you stop near him, he addresses you. Hello there, peasant! Stay out of trouble and... He notices your weapons. My god! Watch out, peasant! You have accidentally picked up a weapon instead of a pitchfork. Be careful with that thing, it might be more than you can handle. We're not peasants, we're serious adventurers! The guard gives you a critical look. You? No, you've got it all wrong. You see, adventurers usually have a quest, like, say, those fellas from Avernum. You know those guys, right? They popped into the surface and started killing all those monsters because all the Empire forces were too scared to fight. Now those people were adventurers. You might have a point, and since you haven't gotten a quest from the mayor yet, you can't shut the guard up. We'll come back. The two guards block your way to the warehouse with their weapons. You seem unusually keen for people who have to stand around in one spot all day. It gives you a serious look that tells you not to mess with them. One of them growls, Hold right there! No one is allowed inside the grain store before they show us their identification. I don't need to show you my identification. The two guards look surprised. One of them glances at the other, who simply shrugs. The first one leans closer to you and waves his hand also. Yeah, you do! No one can get in without showing their identification. I don't know why I thought that would work. Identification? For what? Only a pre-accepted list of townspeople may enter the storage, and we need to be certain of their identification. Warehouse, keep out. Okay, we're not going in there. A little girl, aged somewhere around 5, is playing in the midst of these buildings. She doesn't look too happy, though. The frown on her face would be considered cute by anyone who likes small children. Oh, hi, she says with not much enthusiasm. What's with the glum face, little girl? It's Patsy. He has this really nice wooden sword. He said he doesn't use it anymore so he could sell it, but I don't have much money and he's a big meanie, too. I'm sure if you work hard enough, you'll earn the money somehow. The girl looks at you in frustration. But that's not what my friend the Colorful Bunny would do. He just takes things. Colorful Bunny? Yeah! Lucia exclaims excitedly. He's like very small and has the most colors I've ever seen on a bunny. He hops around a lot. The girl giggles. But he uses his butt and not feet. He likes to take things. He took something from me, too. This colorful bunny is simply a figment of your imagination, correct? Little Lucia shakes her head irritably. Nuh-uh, he's real. He lives like, that way. She points south. There's this tree and, rock. He likes to hop around, and sometimes there's wolves. When I hear them, I come back home and he hides. What did this thieving bunny take from you? He took my doll. I put her on a little rock next to him. Then he started kicking her and dragged her off. It happened really fast, and he doesn't want to give her back. I asked my mom if I could get a new doll, but she said if I lost the last doll, I'm not getting a new one. But I didn't lose it. So unfair. So, I found this colorful bunny of yours. Lucia smiles triumphantly. Told ya! He's a good hider, though. You're so lucky he showed himself to you. Another thought appears on the little girl's mind. Oh, did he have my doll? You tell Lucia that you didn't see the doll. She pouts. I know he has it somewhere. Maybe if you went back, he'd have it. Are you an orphan? Huh? You take time to explain what an orphan is. I'm not an orphan, you silly. My dad has a flower shop, and my mom, well, she has money when people won't buy Dad's flowers. So that crazy, rabbit we saw. Okay. This is just one of the many city guards. It's hard to notice any distinguishing features since he is quite heavily armored. Still, you have no problems understanding his speech. Don't cause any trouble now, citizen, and watch your step. We killed a couple of rats here this morning, and we might not have cleared out all the carcasses. Did the rats cause you much harm? Yeah, a little. Just last week, one of them bit Jerry on the big toe. Took him the whole day to recover. Sometimes they manage to sneak past us and take a bite off a corner of some building. Surely the rats have managed to kill someone. No, rats aren't dangerous. Their stubby little teeth can't bite through this armor, or the standard Empire leather for that matter.
Now, I guess a rat could kill you. I mean, if I stripped butt naked and attacked a swarm of rats, my flailing genitalia being my only weapon, then yeah, I might get killed. That's one way to put it. It can be hard sometimes to tell the difference between male guards and female guards. The body armors of the Empire leave everything to the imagination. No, the Empire does not provide bikini chainmail for their female soldiers. Although some adventuring women do wear those, let's face it, they provide very little protection. Usually, the sex of the guard becomes clear once you are face-to-face with it. Like this guard, with her long blonde hair and obvious female facial features. I think I see where this is going, and we're about to put our foot in our mouths. So, you're a woman. How's that working out for you? Give yourself a pat on the back for that one. Truly, that was a magnificent way to strike the conversation. You can tell in the woman's face that she, too, finds you a genius of the small-talk world. There's not a drop of sarcasm in these sentences. It's been pretty good so far. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to look over there. Moving on. A thin man in loose black clothing approaches you. His face is pale and his bone structure is clearly visible in his skinny face. He licks his lips and smiles in an unfriendly way before he opens his mouth. Ah, adventurers. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Morris. I beg your pardon for being so direct, but I am wondering if you've seen two farm boys. They stole a sword from a friend of mine. Tis? Please do not make fun of my speech impediments. What do these farm boys look like? My friend described their image to me in perfect detail. They are easy to spot. One of them is tall, slightly over 6 foot with red hair. This one carries a sword stolen from my friend. He is easily spotted by the fact that he wears no pants. Psst. The sword is in fact a ceremonial dervish sword, so it should be easy to spot. The other boy is in fact a girl. Psst. They are both aged around 17. Please, if you come across them, let me know. The dark one, I mean my friend, will reward you handsomely if you spot them. Which dark one is that? The dark one? No one mentioned the dark one. At least not I. I was simply talking about my friend... Dirk Wan. Yes, that is his name. The next sentence is probably not for your ears. See how I overcame the slip-up of you, Lord of Lies. What's the reward for finding these two? As I stated mere seconds ago, you will be rewarded handsomely. There's something very unsettling about this man. Maybe it's the way he keeps pushing his tongue out of his mouth like he were a serpent. Or maybe it's the way he keeps looking away from you when he speaks and mutters something like, "Yes, my lord," or "The light will perish." Odd fellows like he should be enjoyed from a distance. A quest has been added to your list. No, wait! No, it hasn't. You see, those two kids are far away from here, and so is a dark one. Okay. Now here's a man who is clearly worried. Everything about him tells you that. He shifts his weight from one leg to another all the time. He looks around worriedly and he is biting his lower lip. Also, he keeps saying things like, "Oh, where is she?" Perhaps you can help the man. What trouble burdens you? The man seems to notice you for the first time. Oh, none of you are her. Of course I would have noticed her if you would have been her. Why must I let my hope rise so? But maybe you've seen her. Or maybe you've been sent by her. Tell me, did Rosemary send you to find Ward? What's keeping her? The man's miserable babbling is both incomprehensible and very annoying. I've no idea what you are talking about, but perhaps I can help you. The miserable look on Ward's face makes him look like a beaten puppy. I should have known something would happen. She's been going to her walks for months, and it was bound to go amiss one day. Rosemary and I were supposed to meet by the statues after her hike. She goes hiking often near the old ruins of the east. I keep telling her it's dangerous, but she always just laughs it off and asks why. Why? Who knows what dangers lurk in the wilds? And why don't? That's why I stay in Scurftown. Why don't you look for her yourself? But she might be coming to meet me as we speak. If I run off now and she'd show up afterwards, then she'd be worried about me. And with good reason. There are monsters out in the wild. I'll look for Rosemary, though I might have better things to do. You will? That's great! Like I said, she often visits the ruins of the east. Oh, they are so dangerous. A rock could have fallen on her. Please make haste. She could be in real trouble. The worried man shoos you off. One quest richer. Yay! We have a quest. Alright. Oh, what's this? Terrence's Flower Boutique.
A sweet little girl in a pretty blue dress is browsing through the numerous flowers of the shop. She moves them around as if to organize them more to her taste. Oh, hi! My name is Dana. I'm helping Daddy with the flowers. Is that your daddy behind the counter? Uh-huh. He owns the flower shop. I help him every day. Not many people visit the flower shop. My mommy comes to see him at least once a day. The girl displays some flowers. Right now, Mommy's with her friends. You should see Mommy. She used to carry swords around as well. You like flowers? Yeah. I like the roses and the camellia and the tulips and the Izoan lanterns and the daisies and the Izoan bellflowers and the lilies and the calla and the hydrangea and the... Well, at least she knows the names of the flowers. A flower shop is not quite what you expected to find in Scurftown, and yet here it is. Various flowers and plants, the likes of which ye have never seen, accompany the many counters and corners of the shop. They give a rather pleasant odor. The owner of the shop is a man in his 30s. He has neatly cut hair, neatly trimmed mustache, and a neatly tailored yet not too expensive suit. He smiles at you warmly. Greetings and welcome. I am Terence, the florist. Please feel free to observe the flowers and buy any you like. Is that your daughter? Terence smiles. Yes, she is. Little Dana. She looks so much like her mother, and she's only 4. Her sister, my wife tells me, looks a bit more like me. You sell flowers? Oh, I wish to. Of course, I knew I would barely sell anything at all when we moved here with the wife. I used to own a shop in Lorelei, and even back there I barely made a living. Still, I don't complain. How are your sales, then? Besides the occasional romantic soul who buys a flower for his sweetheart, I have but one regular customer. Terence turns away from you for a second to address a girl playing in the shop. Put that down, Dana. That's very delicate. Pardon me, where was I? Ah, yes, my customer. Even she does not come to my shop personally. Occasionally, Lady Duffeldorf sends one of her maids to buy flowers for her garden. Lady Duffeldorf. Okay. And who are you? Here's a traveling saleswoman if there ever was one. Her profession is evident by the tray she carries to display some of her goods. She is in her middle age and covers her brown hair with a blue scarf. She looks a bit confused, as if she doesn't know what she's doing. You ask her name. With a careful smile, she says, Christina. I, suppose I sell these. May we see what you sell? Dried meat, pants, iron dagger, crude javelin, torch. But we can sell things to you! So we shall! Sell that, sell that, sell that, that. And we're good. I'm not sure. I think I didn't used to sell them at that price level. Is Untitled land good for traveling merchants? The lick you receive has I don't know written all over it. However, Christina attempts to answer. Well, She feels her pockets. There's a mild chinking going on in there, so I guess I get by. The merchant frowns in astonishment. I'm sorry, but I can't remember much right now. About anything. Is there something wrong with your memory? I don't remember. Now that is a pained expression. I'm pretty sure I wasn't always like this, but I... No, wait! There was a wizard, I think. He... Christina snaps her fingers in order to remember. Stole Old Man Olson's prized hog and made you forget about it? Could it have been that? I remember the people from Buckwaters talking about that non-stop, but... No, that couldn't have been it. There's a wizard where who did the what now? Such questions appear to irritate the woman, probably because she can't remember a thing. It wasn't this wizard who lives in Scurftown. Yes, I think it wasn't him. There was this other guy. Fabulous prizes were involved, and then... Were we talking about something? No, wait, I was selling you stuff, right? I do sell this stuff, right? God, feels like I've been walking around the street for hours on end. I just can't remember if I have. Sounds like a problem, alright. Do you want me to do something about it? Doesn't pay you when you'll kill the guy. No, I don't do things like that. Or do I? I don't recall what my stand on brutal murders is, or unethical business deals for that matter. In fact, I don't even remember if I'm married or where I live. That must be the reason why I basically walked in circles around this area for a while. As if I've walked around this building the whole time. What were we talking about? Were we talking about anything? Hopefully we can figure out how to help her, because, geez, poor woman. Jesus, carpenter. I'm only going in here because we can see in. A flock of curly black hair is brushed aside from the man's face, and he greets you with a warming smile. The hair revealed the face of a man coming to his 30s with a brown complexion. His deep brown eyes fill you with trust and content. Greetings, he says in a soothing voice. I am Jesus, the owner of this humble shop of carpentry. Are you perchance in need of a new table? Or mayhap a stool? Maybe I am being too aggressive. Please tell me what you need. Jesus extends his arms as he speaks, giving his loose clothing plenty of chances to flap around. Carpentry? I have no use for that, I'm afraid. Jesus nods sagely. But so many people think. They think, why pay a man to make a table for me when I can make it myself? To them I say, anyone can make a table, but only a professional can make you one that will last your life. You tell Jesus that you really don't need any carpentry done. Well, such is life, my friend. Why do you wear such loose clothing? My garb. Jesus looks at his clothes. They are indeed very loose. The fabric also seems very thin. This and the white color of the clothes would indicate that they are meant to be worn in a very hot corner of the world. It is merely for comfort, nothing more, although it does have its disadvantages. At one time, it was more than a month ago, I believe, I was walking around the town square, and a loose nail from a building got hold of my wildly flapping sleeve. It just so happened that my entire garb was ripped right off of me. Right in front of Lady Duffeldorf was walking by. Oh, the shame and humiliation. I see you build boats as well. Your eyesight is most keen, although right now it's no more than a hobby. Such was not always the case. I used to build boats in a town not far from here. Oh, how my merry little vessel skipped happily in the water. I didn't make much money, but I enjoyed what I did. But then this huge boat-building company moved in, and I couldn't compete. I was forced to move my business to an area where no boat builder had come before. So I came here. What is the name of that boat-building company? Jesus waves his hand in the air. Oh, I cannot recall. It doesn't matter anyway. I am here, and still I make a living, even though I had to expand my services to all things involving wood and not just boats. So there's probably no chance for me getting a mission to kill the leader of the company or something. The thick black eyebrows on the man's brow raise in startlement. Good heavens, no. I am a pacifist. I wish no harm unto those people. They only managed to run me out of town by building better boats than I. It did help them, though, that my shipment of timber kept getting mysteriously destroyed, but I can hardly blame my ill fortune on them. You build boats? Hey, Zeus, there isn't any water nearby. I know. A perfect place to set up a boat builder's shop, do you not agree? No one will run me out of business here. That is one way of looking at things. Too bad it's utterly ridiculous. Alright. Seems that's just about everyone, except this guard here. This young guard looks like he's lost in thought. In fact, he's so lost that he accidentally walks into you. Oh, I'm sorry, please forgive me. My friend oh wait, it's the same guy. And that's a beggar. Sure, what the hell. The facade of the town hall would look a lot nicer if it weren't for one minor detail. A filthy, unkept drunkard has placed himself right next to the door of the majestic government building. There are many unfortunate souls who have to resort to begging in order to get their daily food. However, most of them have the decency to stay away from such fine buildings. The foul man is covered in moths of facial hair. The breath he is excreting in your direction stinks strongly of alcohol. Spare change, friend! What ill fate has life thrown your way so that you must beg for a living? Huh? There's been no ill fate. My life's great. I got me a cushy job and a family fortune waiting once my old man drops dead. I'm enjoying life, that's all. Wait, so you're actually wealthy, but you wear rags and sleep outdoors and beg for money? I've drunk all the money I once had, and payday is not exactly around the corner. So sad to see someone living in so much denial. That poor beggar. Of course, here. The man carefully counts the money and looks at you in disappointment. So that's it, huh? This doesn't even buy me one drink at the Rag on 'em all. He pockets the money. Guess it's better than nothing. Dear gods, man, have some dignity and beg somewhere else. This is the town hall, after all. The beggar frowns in disgust or possibly from nausea. Ugh, I don't need to watch where I beg in this town. I can beg where I want, especially in front of the town hall. The man almost manages to tip himself over by moving his leg backwards. He tries to regain balance by swaying his arms wildly. After a satisfactory result, he hiccups. I am the mayor, so I can stay here all I want. You're the mayor. You. That's right. The bum nods and smiles happily. Got me all fortune in the family. Of course, I can't get to it now, and the pay for being mayor doesn't show up for several days. So spare change? The man is clearly not the mayor. It is an outrage that he is allowed to spew these lies. Why isn't the city guard stopping him? He's actually the mayor, isn't he? Well, we've only explored the outside of everything, but I think we're going to have to end this episode here because it's gone on definitely long enough. A bit longer than a normal episode. Which is fine, considering the last episode was a short one. No matter, next episode we'll look inside the various buildings here. We're going to end with the town hall here. That'll be in the next episode, so until then, I'm Chester44, that is Fox, Sheik, Bonnie, and Draco, the Spinablades of Avernum Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.